Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler every series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there to try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. It's a breakfast sandwich from a gas station. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing grody work clothes. Typically, when I'm inside the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, that means that I was on my way home from work and I found some shit to review for you. That is absolutely the case today. I got out of work about an hour ago, a little less, and I went over there and I normally I just kind of try to pop straight home or, maybe I'll hit up like a gas station, just to grab some simple shit. But I actually needed gas today, and I was like, all right, well, I need gas. And so I was like, well, if I know I'm going to be going to a gas station anyway, might as well look for an opportunity to find shit to review. So I started going over there and thinking through my lexicon of, gas stations in my area that I don't hit up all that often. And that led me to one particular location, which then led me to that item. What was that location? What was that item? What are we doing here, folks? It's boom! It's from Circle K. It is their maple waffle sandwich with sausage, egg, and cheese. Sure. I've reviewed things from Circle K before. I've even reviewed some of their breakfast sandwiches before. In fact, I reviewed their knockoff McGriddles about maybe 2 months ago. So this basically seems like it's that. It's just, instead of it being like a pancake, it's a waffle. Sure, why not? It's an opportunity for a review, and I get to eat a sandwich. So, let's take a look at it and get it open. And another one I was thinking about doing too, but I was like, I'll just do the one. Alright, so let's open this thing up. I mean, I love sweet and savory as a flavor combination. If you watch the channel, you know that. Okay. I mean, it smells like a sweet and savory sandwich, right off the bat. So, it does not look sexy. There is just no two ways about it, but we will try to get a thing for it. It looks like this. Ha 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 ha! And let's give it a go. Okay. Okay. It's not bad. I'm perfectly fine with it. I think, honestly, I probably even like it a little bit more than I remember liking the, again, the knockoff McGriddles version that they had. But it is very similar. It's fundamentally the same thing. It's just, again, the difference is really just the items with which you use to hold the sandwich. In this case, sort of the waffles. The waffles themselves are actually kind of nice. They're, they've got enough strength to them that you can hold them. You don't have to worry too much about them breaking apart. But at the same time, you bite into them, they're easy enough to, bite through. They don't have a lot of resistance to them. Okay. And then, yeah, there's a little bit of sort of a kind of, I don't know if I'd really say maple flavor, kind of sweetened syrup flavor. Maple might be, in my opinion, a bit generous. I mean, if you want to call it maple, I'm not going to stop you. It's there. Kind of varies bite to bite. Some bites you're getting a little bit more of it, some you're getting a little bit less. It's there. I wouldn't say it's particularly... The sweet aspect is there. The maple aspect, that defining maple flavor, I am finding to be somewhat more withdrawn. It's still kind of there a little bit, but you're not getting like, it's not like a proper McGriddles where, you're really getting like real proper hits of that syrupy flavor. You're getting something, and when everything else falls away, when you kind of get to the tail end of the flavor, that's where you get kind of more of the sweetness. But by that point, whatever sort of quote-unquote maple flavor has mostly fallen away, and at that point, it is really just more kind of a sweet, syrupy flavor. But, I mean, it's fine. It's a gas station sandwich. It was most likely heated up in a microwave. And to that end, it is what it is. And I try to keep that in mind when I'm doing these reviews. I try to be reasonable with my expectations. For all intents and purposes, this is an okay breakfast sandwich from a gas station. It's not as good as something you could make yourself or even fast food, but it's there, and as an option, it's not awful. The other elements of it, I think sausage was a good choice versus bacon. Mind you, I like the bacon, absolutely, but there was no way gas station bacon was going to translate well here. Sausage, for being what it was okay. I actually did like the cheese aspect of it. Like, I was kind of surprised at how prominent that flavor came through. Now, I'm not saying it was like super prominent or anything, but for a gas station sandwich, the cheese actually, it had an impact, instead of it just being there. And the eggs were kind of just eggs, they were mostly filler, but they were there. I mean, it really is what it is, And all I'm really sort of commenting on to any greater effect is, within the realm of gas station sandwiches, where does this fall, and how well was it constructed and implemented? To that end, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Sure and sure. Within reason. Thing is, am I going to go to a Circle K again and get this because, am I going to go to a Circle K for this item? That's what I meant to say. No, it's not that good. It's not good enough to be something that I'm going to go out of my way to grab. But if I'm at a Circle K and I'm looking at their overall lineup of breakfast sandwiches, and if I'm in the mood for a breakfast sandwich and it's not like noon, because I've had that happen a couple times, and mind you, not just Circle K, like plenty of places, even the gas station I used to work at. If I were to look over their lineup of things, this might be the one that I grab amongst the other ones, I like sweet and savory as an overall flavor combination. I like the fact that it works a little bit better for me personally, with the textural elements, and I think maybe just some of the way that the flavor is able to carry, maybe, than the one with just like sort of the flapjacks for the bun. It's nothing, you need to grab. It's not a particularly impressive experience, but for a gas station breakfast sandwich, I've had way, way worse and not too many better, So there is that to be said. If I'm recommending it, convenience. Strictly convenience. If you go to a Circle K and you have one, if you like sweet and savory combinations, sure, why not? It didn't cost that much. I want to say it was like maybe $4, so maybe a little bit less than what McDonald's is charging these days. I'll say this. Could you get a lot better at a McDonald's with a McGriddle? Yeah, you could. And realistically, if you want to treat yourself, well, I mean, there's a lot of better places you could go than McDonald's to treat yourself, but, I like a McGriddle. You'd probably be better off doing that. But this is an option. It's not a terrible one. Everything about it was executed fine. Maybe even bordering on good. I'm not going to quite go as far as good, but bordering on good, Everything about it worked. No funky aftertaste or anything like that. It was an okay sweet and savory breakfast sandwich. Not the best I've ever had. Not the worst either. So, 5 things before you get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there and have yourselves a truly McGriddles-tastic rest of your life. Because McGriddles are just fun. I mean, I remember when McGriddles came out, and the nation was like, what? Can it be true? And it could have just been a gimmicky bullshit thing that they only put out for a little while, but McDonald's invested in that sandwich. And here we are, like 20 years later, whatever it is now, still kicking. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, do you have any personal memories of the McGriddle? Is it a sandwich you like? Is it a sandwich you hate? I'd be interested to hear your take on it, because I could see, sweet and savory as a flavor combination is already something that some people just don't go down for. I know one of my frequent viewers / commenters, though sadly I haven't seen him in a little while now, Mr. William K. Shank, he has remarked to the fact that he is not big on sweet and savory, though he's warming to it a little bit. But I'd be interested to hear what you have to say about it. I know for me personally, I think I got into the sweet and savory thing with, Pigs in Blanket, the American version, that you get at IHOP, so, but anyway.